something about where the garden area, the special needs classroom, the building front, landscaping.
About the hallways.
The hallways, the murals, and then the new play area and at the portables out back.
Okay.
And then when we walked through the school, we noticed that some of the rooms, I thought all in all the school was pretty well maintained, but some of the rooms are white, some of them are blue, some of them are gray. All the hallways look like an institution. It would be easy to put together turn this into a painting project in addition to the landscaping, and actually take on two things. And some of the classrooms, the teacher's lounge was painted that puke beige. That'd be nice to put a different color on.
Yeah.
Some of the classrooms you could get away without doing anything to, and just see how many, if we're going to, as a scope of service, we've got
Y'all think we'd have to wait to do that area, the grassy knoll area, until school got out? Or is that something we could do on a weekend, you think, before then?
That's a good question.
oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. They're not using it. And I would think you could go in there and demo it on one weekend and put it back together the next weekend.
Okay.
And I think that would be a big deal.
There's your big win you were talking about, right there.
I could see doing that in May. I could see doing that next month, getting that done.
Get that done. The front part where you really need a little landscape design probably needs to wait till closer to the time they're finishing the rest of that project out there, because otherwise, somebody's gonna stomp on it. And,
Okay.
so yeah, I think that would be huge. I count adding these as 2 of these for a classroom. I count 29 classrooms, and then you've got the music room, the bookkeeper, the bathrooms. So there's the cafeteria, the library, and the gymnasium. You're looking at roughly the equivalent of 40 classrooms, thereabouts, plus hallways. Make it.
That's the long hallways, aren't they?
Yeah, but some of them are floor to ceiling.
Yeah,
But then some of them are only 2 feet above that tile block.
Yeah.
So maybe the equivalent of 45 classrooms, thereabouts, give or take a little bit. And if I was gonna calculate out what it was gonna take to do this,
You don't need a calculator. You can do that in your head. Come on.
Go on, tell us what you're doing as you're doing that.
I'm going to.
Hey, I was in a conversation with Andy Milligan, the guy that runs our nutrition feeding stuff. I was thinking you guys know, but anyway, we were meeting with a major donor, and Andy was talking about something, and he said it's like 7% goes to this. So if it's like $1 million, that's like 200,000 or whatever. Like,
Carry the one.
and I was like, he's in feeding and nutrition work. He's not in math.
That's right. Just let him go. It's like,
I mean, because you can see the guy go. And I was like, no, dude, it's really easy actually. It was a 10. Anyway,
My son's mine by adoption. He's 2 years older than, he's 3 years older than the length of time my wife and I have been married. So for years, I took a lot of fun in introducing my family to new people when they'd ask me who I am, all that kind of stuff. Have any children? Yeah.
Do you want me
How
to
long have you been
record
married?
this?
Well,
Yeah,
we've been
record
married
that.
for 25 years. Got any kids? Yeah, we got 2 of them. How old are they? 28 and 20. And then all of a sudden, you can see people all of a sudden they go,
Carry the one. That's
28 and 20, and you've been married 25 years.
Just average it out.
yeah. It all comes out in the wash.
All right.
45 rooms.
If you've got 45 rooms, and it takes on average 2.5 gallons of paint to paint a room,
Carry the one. Let's see. It's 105.
it's 112.5 gallons of paint. That's to single coat everything.
Wait, how'd you get to that?
45 times 2.5.
Okay.
If you double coat everything,
Uh-oh.
then it goes to 225 gallons of paint.
Now tell me the difference. What are the benefits, whatever, doing single coat versus double coat? I mean, am I looking at that and saying, you know what, we probably need
What
double
kind of
coat?
paint's on the walls right now? Do you know?
About that.
My guess is that it's based on
Finger.
what we've seen across the country is probably latex, semi-gloss. Some of the walls are smooth, but like interior finish, but a lot of them are that rough concrete block. So they take a little bit more paint than they might otherwise, but they've been painted more than once.
Right.
Part of the school's a little older. Mark and I found a place where there was some paint cracking, and I warned him about not doing any chipping, paint removal
Getting the
as much
lead-based
as you
paint
can.
and stuff.
You just open a lot of can of worms.
Seal it up as best you can and cover
It's
it.
one thing if there's a piece of paint that's going to fall off to reach up and pull it off and throw it in the trash can. But when you get into doing this, then you start putting that stuff in the
Yeah,
atmosphere.
we've been
and
doing some home rehab over in the west end of town, which almost 90% of those homes are lead-based paint, exterior.
anything pre-1958,
And
I'll
going
guarantee
through
it's
all
got
the-
lead paint.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a huge environmental issue these days. They're passing right now they're in the process of passing new federal legislation about the responsibility that falls to contractors, remodelers, and painters when they're working in any building that's predates 1958, and what you have to do to be able to remediate the paint and what the fine is. They're talking about as much as $37,500 per incident per day.
Wow.
So you go in to do a $4,000 paint job, and they catch you in there scraping walls, and it costs you $37,000. So that would